Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 27 of AMO Wrestling. Coming to the ring first this evening is the Pure Wrestling Champion, Kenji Kobayashi. Currently undefeated, coming down to the ring in AMO start an open coming down to issue an open challenge to the locker room to start off tonight's show. Later on this evening, we will have women's action with Maria Garcia settling her issue with Rose, along with our main event, a fatal four-way between all four men who have failed thus far to get into the qualifier of WWX. This is their second chance. Those four men are Antoine Jackson, Code O'Reilly, Goro Mori, and Malcolm Bates. But right now, Kenji Kobayashi coming down to the ring. This match is non-title, but yet just kind of garner some competitiveness around the title. Currently doesn't have a challenger going forward into WWX. Whoever can be that challenger is still up in the air. As we hear the music and answering the open challenge tonight, hasn't had much luck recently, is Tyler Dawn. Been a minute since we've seen him. Last time we saw him, Sniper kind of took him out. Tyler yet to hold gold here, looking to possibly, state that claim. And as I mentioned, this is an open challenge, non-title. It does not follow the exact rules of the Pure Wrestling title, but this match is submission and knockout only. No pinfalls are going to take place in this matchup. Keeping the same rules, can go outside of the ring too, can get on the top rope. Possibly one of the major reasons that Tyler Dawn answered this is because this rule set fits far more with his offense than the traditional 3 rounds, 5 minutes. Tyler Dawn loves getting to the top rope, going outside, using the springboard, using whatever he can to get his advantage. As you can hear the fans now showing their disinterest in Tyler Dawn. As he sits in anticipation. Kenji's ready. Tyler looking ready as well. As the ref signals for the bell. Kenji goes off to a clean start, using his size and strength. In matches like this, you kind of have to rely on what you know the best. Kenji didn't have much time to prepare for this matchup, didn't have time to formulate a game plan. Tyler might have been doing that ever since he heard about the open challenge. As we see Kenji just kind of clutching at the traps of Tyler Dawn, getting him over to the belly to belly, complete over his body, just kind of tossing him. And one thing that I would like to state about Kenji thus far in his title reign and just his time here in AMO Wrestling is that every single move, and that chop connects with an impact, is every move that Kenji does has the possibility of being the final move of the match. We've seen him win multiple matches off of an abdominal stretch, just kind of focusing on the ribs. We've seen him win with that burning hammer, of course. That's his finishing maneuver, but every single move hits as if it is going to end his opponent. Tyler Dawn probably has a slightly different philosophy, and if I were to say so myself, as we see certain moves like that DDT we saw a couple seconds ago, as if it does finish the match, then that's great, but he's looking to show off. He's looking to just kind of stroke his ego for a couple minutes before he looks for that break of dawn. Tyler being able to kind of get some offense in somewhat surprisingly, I'd say. Going for that backslide driver. The shoulders of Kenji just being driven into that mat. Gets him up for that Pele kick. Tyler bringing him up for a power bomb. The interesting thing about Tyler is, or in this match in particular, is I'm so sure the difference in workouts these two men have, the difference in diets these men have, just a complete contrast of one another in so many ways. It's Tyler getting him with a head scissors, following up with a drop kick to the back. Tyler setting Kenji up. Going for an RKO cutter combination. Cutter type maneuver, I should say. Not a combination, of course. Catching Kenji way by surprise, I'm sure. So he ends up rolling outside, like I said. This is different than the pure wrestling rules. Ref will be counting to 20. Headbutt there by Kenji. Following up, just striking Tyler Dawn. Kenji throwing him back into the ring. I don't think it'd be too far to say that Kenji's probably a fan favorite here. And you can just hear the impact of that chop against the chest, following up with that Uranagi. Chops like that just turn your chest into powder. Tyler, however, being able to kind of get some momentum. That's an interesting maneuver, especially to the bigger man, Kenji Kobayashi. Getting him up for a Vought driver. Getting him up from that go-home driver. And Tyler having some clear momentum on his side right now. Champ could be in trouble. Getting him on his back. Tyler Dawn showing the strength once again, getting him up into the power bomb. Getting him up. But no, Kenji Kobayashi just destroying Tyler Dawn after that. Much like any match, any move, my bad, can finish a match for Kenji Kobayashi. Any movement can change a tide. We call him the Pillar, but he is also like a moon in some ways by how he just controls the tide of a match. And right now it is high tide for Tyler Dawn. As reversal by Tyler Dawn. However, met again by Kenji Kobayashi. Kenji getting him up into a brain buster. Looking to set up. Getting him up for the burning hammer. And the hammer falls as Kenji Kobayashi remains undefeated here in AMO Wrestling. Kenji still looking for that #1 contender. It is not Tyler Dawn, despite his best efforts this evening. As you just see, Kenji celebrating. Little busted open, but that's perfectly okay. If anything, little blood drives Kenji Kobayashi. And if I'm in any championship picture, I'm glad he's holding on to his title right now. It's Sniper's coming down here now. Eyeing up saying, hey, you want a challenge? I'll give you that challenge, of course. Oh, but Kenji getting him up for another burning hammer. Kenji said, you want to fight? I'll give you a fight. We won't wait at all. Catching Sniper off guard. And delivering another burning hammer. Now we are on to our women's action. Coming to the ring first, known for Lucha things, the Lucha Libre herself, Maria Garcia. Donning a slight new color mask. Hopefully to be donning a little bit of a new attitude. Hasn't been the most successful as of late. Taking the pin against Selena. And that fatal 4-way at External Conflict. But now she has the opportunity to go back to where everything kind of started going wrong for her in a way. As she gets a one-on-one opportunity against the woman who left her in that tag team match. She gets a one-on-one opportunity against Rose.
Plant my seeds, now I'm rooted. Brown skin, pop your head rooted. All my songs come with melody. Got the heart, got the soul like Harriet. A queen since she born, that was evident. That's evidence of black excellence. I can tell a good dog when I'm petting him. Know that if I have his tribe, he protecting him. Mother of a child of God, I invest in them. Nutrition and brown milk in them. Young Rosa, young Luther, keep marching. Floodgates coming, no, it don't stop 'em. I know that life, it ain't easy. Your life, it matters, believe me.
Rose also coming down to the ring with a new attitude as well. Did you hear the new theme? If we were to rank the women's division, both of these women would be close to the top. Either 3 or 4. These women can trade either position. This is 4. You gotta think, whoever wins this match will probably be in line for that #1 contendership following Selena's efforts at WWX. We still have the tag team of Chiquita Bonita, as well as some other people back as well. Maria starting off with a great effort in this match, hitting that knee strike. Off the ropes now. DDT. Rose now getting some offense in of her own. That was almost a knee to just the back of the head as we see a Hurricane Rana sending Rose almost into the turnbuckle. Followed up with that double foot stomp again. Rose just fighting to kind of get some momentum. But Maria continually fighting. Maria has trained with some of the great champions in this company, in this industry right now. Fighting with a very unique style in comparison to the rest of them. In comparison to most of the people on this roster in general. The only person who would be a clear lucha libre, of course, we still have some people who use a lot of the ropes, use a lot of aerial maneuvers, like Tyler Daunt, like Leon Stark. But none have donned the luchador, the lucha libre mentality quite like Maria has. Being caught there, getting picked up for a powerbomb by Rose. Going for an axe kick. Back of the head of Maria. Maria now using the ropes to get up now. Having the arm cut away from the ropes by Rose. Now following it up with a bulldog. And a dragon suplex. Getting her up on her feet. Maria striking back. Oh, and hitting that drop kick. Well timed, well executed. Now that standing senton into a Hurricane Rana. Maria piecing together some offense, but caught again by Rose. Rose getting an offense like an ad break in a YouTube video. Right when you think things are about to get good, it's just a mid-roll ad plays. Getting in a couple moves for then Maria to just kind of get back on offense. Rose keeping things on her side for the moment. Crawling up to just deliver some headbutts to Maria. As a commentator, you always got to think with the mind of the competitor, and I'm curious to know what is going through the mind of Maria and what is going through the mind of Rose as we see the 619 commonly followed up. No, not going for the senton right then, but especially when fighting somebody like Maria, somebody who's wearing a mask, you gotta wonder, how much do you think about just ripping that mask off? Especially in the mindset of Rose and her dangerous sort of mentality. Going back to the outside, but no, Rose crawling away, not being able to set up for that senton, that 630. Pop-up punch or step-up punch by Rose as we see another Hurricane Rana taking down Rose as well. On the ropes now, kicking at the back of the hamstring. And Maria sending Rose completely out of the ring and going up high to take out Rose. Ref continuing his count. Up to a 3 now. Had plenty of time, but of course, Maria wanting to stay on it this time, going back out, hoping to hit it this time. Not being able to do so, though. Possibly having a back issue, possibly just worried about the distance, being calculated, being focused. Maybe that's just something she's trying to be a little better at, being a little less reckless, being a little more focused in order to conserve herself and being able to pick up the win. Going to the outside once again and still no. But instead hitting her with that running knee strike, 2, and a kick out by Rose. That could have been it right there. Instead, Maria taking a moment, collecting herself. Getting in that listo kick, sending Rose into the corner. Charging at her now. Outside, no. Looking for the turnbuckle tiger feint kicks. That turnbuckle 619. Not going for the 630 again. Instead, possibly just going to go straight for the pin. Instead, picking her up and hitting her with that knee strike once again. 2, 3. Picking up the win here tonight is Maria Garcia. Getting her revenge, her much needed retribution against Rose. Now possibly within the coming weeks looking for some retribution against Chiquita Bonita, as well as hoping to get another opportunity at that Women's Championship in the near future. Maria is something special here in AMO Wrestling, has a bright future, whole lot of potential, and is honing it in right now. As she celebrates this victory tonight and knows it is only something that is yet to come. Reestablishing old habits and getting rid of new ones. Is Maria Garcia this evening. And now it is time for our main event of the evening. Coming out first in this Fatal 4-Way match is the former two-time champion, Malcolm Bates. Hasn't had the most luck as of late. Looking to still qualify for the pay-per-view. Having that opportunity to do so right now. Making his way to the ring right now in his second match, having another opportunity, is the Dark Prince, Antoine Jackson. Antoine debuted 2 weeks ago against the debuting, as well as him, Bobby Blackwell. I'm sorry. Bobby Brown is another legend in his own right. Coming up unsuccessfully in that match. Both men still having fairly bright futures here. He is poised, ready to seize this opportunity. As he awaits the next entrant. That next entrant is the Brass Bear himself, Goro Mori. Has not had the best of luck as of late. Been on a severe losing streak. Although that can change tonight with this second chance. All of these men are given this second chance, as they will also be fighting next week in that 6-man if they are successful, possibly getting that opportunity at the EWTV Championship in that triple threat match. Everybody else will be in that gauntlet match, very much in the same style of the Revolver Gauntlet. Out of those who already qualified, including the 4 here, I believe only 2 or so have been in an actual Revolver Gauntlet, one of those being Goro Mori himself, having experience in that type of gauntlet, hoping to possibly get back to it. Another one being Leon Stark, I know. But Bobby Blackwell, Chandler Finch, will be making their gauntlet debuts. And the last entrant, of course, to this match, and only his 3rd matchup here in the AMO, had been putting on some great competitions, but yet to be successful, is that of Coda Riley. Highly entertaining to watch. thus far has been unsuccessful in 2 people who have already been in the gauntlet match. The other 2 members, as mentioned before, that have also not really been in a gauntlet match is that of Luke Franklin. Of course, 1/3 of Subway. The other one being Eddie J. As we're starting this match off early, Antoine Jackson and Coda Riley picking each other kind of to begin with. I don't know if that's necessarily because they have some sort of beef in the past or said something backstage, or if it's just because Malcolm and Goro have decided to go after each other as well. Of course, they have their history surrounding that world championship. But Antoine getting him up, suplexing him, Coda rolling out to the apron, Goro getting Malcolm Bates at hand. A lot of action back and forth. Stipulation or match type for next week's 6-man match is still unknown currently. Could be another match very similar to this one. Could be a ladder match. Could be tables match. It could be any match. Whatever management does decide to think that it is justifiable to determine the last member of that 6-man, or the last member of that triple threat for the title. Also next week, we're going to have to figure out just exactly what's going on with the Pure Wrestling title and the World Championship. As we see Goro Moore hitting a big leaping leg lariat. The alliteration got me a little bit there. Coda Irish whipping Goro into the corner, getting him up, hopping on the ropes, bouncing around, flipping into a very fancy arm drag. Malcolm now rolling back into the ring as Antoine getting him up in a action coming from many different angles. It's Malcolm slamming Mount on the outside. Everybody's on the outside now. Goro has the advantage over Malcolm currently. Coda looks like he just took the momentum away from Antoine a little bit, but that's still very good, very up in the air. Of course, this match is an elimination, so even though you might be taking large amounts of damage right now, you can still be able to hold on to it and, you know, successfully retain and successfully outlast everybody else. It's all about well-timed offense. The elimination part of this matchup is sort of reminiscent of the gauntlet match that they might have to be facing in, showing that if they could outlast these 3, maybe they can outlast... Oh, this is a very close count by Antoine Jackson. Management wanted to see not just who could win in a one-on-one competition, but who could outlast many other men for that final spot, maybe even that triple threat spot. Everybody in the ring now is Coda using some of the momentum for himself, hitting a giant lariat. And oh my goodness, Malcolm Bates' back just got crushed in half on the knee of Goro Mori. Coda hitting a springboard body splash. Now setting up for a penalty kick. Goro finally setting up some room. Goro, even though he's kind of had this change of character, still seemingly going after Malcolm as Kota setting up for the pin on Antoine, but only a 1.5 count. Still have a lot more to go in this match. No eliminations for anybody quite yet. Antoine sending Kota outside of the ring now, but Goro setting up Antoine for some offense now. Getting him up for the Tiger Suplex. As Malcolm coming back in, going after Goro once more. Missing it now, taking his offense to Kota. Kota looking to get some face plant in there. Antoine now getting the ropes of Goro's. For the second time we've seen something like this happen to Goro. As we see another arm drag. As Malcolm bringing him in for the DDT rebound through the second rope. Antoine snapmare to Malcolm. Getting the enziguri. Goro on the outside. Kota getting on the ropes. Malcolm with the reversal there on Antoine, but gets his leg taken out by Kota Riley. Ref going for the pin now. 2, no kick out despite the leg. Moves like that can hyperextend the knee. Punch there by Malcolm. Picking him up. No, chokeslam reversed by Kota Riley. Goro using his strength, however, to keep the advantage. Antoine with the military kind of fireman's carry takedown. Goro now flipping him over. Ooh, Kota Riley just ate the knee. Another close count of Antoine. I had to stop what I was saying to focus on that pinfall. But Goro with his bare knee crushing the jaw of Kota as we see the crucifix powerbomb to Malcolm Bates, and that'll do it for Malcolm this evening. Drop kick to Goro Mori. We're down to 3 in this matchup. Goro Mori, Antoine Jackson, and Kota Riley. As Antoine spikes the head of Kota on the outside, but Kota kipping up, sending him into the ring. Goro and Kota now almost fighting over who's going to be able to finish Antoine. Goro takes his opportunity to go outside, giving the opportunity to Kota. Kota with an arm drag through an old school method. Drop kick by Kota, sending Goro into the corner. Not into the corner, but getting down. Pot kick up, enziguri. Snapmare by Goro Mori, kick to the back of Kota Riley. Going for the pin now. 2 count and a kick out by Kota Riley. Antoine taking him down, leaving Goro to somewhat pick up some of the pieces. Bear hug, spine buster there by Goro Mori. Taking out the knee, taking out a lot of the power inside. Lifting with the legs, lifting to get him up. We see a choke slam there by Goro Mori. As Antoine rolls out of the ring, Goro alone in the ring now. Doesn't happen often in these types of matches. Not unless you're the only person left. Antoine sending Goro into the stairs now. Kota standing on his own, walking over, scouting, trying to find what angle, what opportunity he should take. Getting outside now and swinging Antoine and back into the ring now. All three now in the ring. Goro taking down Kota. And now goes backbreaker into a takedown of sorts to Antoine. And now Antoine getting him into an ankle hold, focusing on the lower leg of Goro as he's fighting out of it. Setting Goro up. Kota kip up enziguri once again to Goro. Antoine hitting that drop kick there on Kota Riley. Wheel kick there by Antoine. Still learning a lot from these two new men as they are taking the fight to each other on the outside now. This could be a huge opportunity for either of them. Goro inserting himself into the conflict now, separating the two, picking off one by one, as we see the Hurricane Buster going for the pinfall. Kick out by Kota Riley from that Hurricane Buster. That move won him the title not too long ago. Snapmare. And now focusing back on Kota. Kota sidestepping now, getting the takedown, going for the arm again. He's focusing in on that arm a lot now. It's usually part of his offensive game plan. Now it's Antoine's turn to take a ride along the ropes into an arm drag of his own. As Kota face plant to Goro Mori, as that could be it for him. And that is 3 for Goro Mori, as we are down to the 2 newest members of the AMO roster in Kota and Antoine. Catching him on the outside. Both these men still have a lot of fight. As you can see the blood on Kota's face. But despite that, looking to keep the momentum on his side. Shots to the stomach of Kota Riley through those punches. Snapmare there, big snapmare. Getting some of the arm in there as well. Going for the pinfall. 1, 2, kick out there by Antoine Jackson. Now Antoine's turn to give Kota a ride around the ropes. 2 men very similar in some of the way they focus on the offense. Very limb focused. Kota dropping the elbow that time. Going for a kick down low, misses. Drop kicking to the arm once again. Back and forth offense continues. Either of these 2 men can be the 6th man guaranteeing a spot at WWX. Going for the pinfall now. 2 count there. Both men looking to continue going here. After a long fight, both men picking up an elimination currently. Antoine being able to take out Malcolm Bates. And oh my gosh, Kota getting sent into that barricade. That's got to hurt the legs of Kota. Especially after getting sent into the stairs. This back and forth. Damage after damage upon damage. Some pre-existing, I'm sure. You're a wrestler, I don't know if you're ever at 100%. You just learn to live with the scrapes and bumps you have. Both men looking to persevere through that. And if I'm the leg of Kota Riley, I'm pleading to stop being used. I just want to take a nap. I just want ice on me. And I'm sure that is the same for Antoine as we see the arm being focused on again. Everything hurts. And that is exactly why this match was set up in the first place. You're gonna have to fight through a lot. It is not about who can do the most. It is about who can take the most and dish it out. As we see the 2 men just throwing each other into the stairs now. Kota just kicking at the leg. Antoine grabbing him again. This time we see the jumping snapmare. And another step up enziguri from Antoine Jackson to Kota. Back into the stairs once more. As Antoine now gets inside the ring. Realizing that he needs to capitalize now, getting back outside of the ring, grabbing Kota. Kota kicking him in the abdomen, kicking him in the torso, Irish whipping him outside of that little stair area, and getting him back in the ring. This time, Kota's the one standing, and he's setting up for face plant. 1, 2, no, Antoine Jackson kicking out of that face plant. Now getting on the arms and just that elbow of Antoine Jackson has to be dislocated. It can possibly be torn up in some ligaments in some other areas as well, but at least it has got to be severely bruised after this matchup. Taking stomps, taking focused on the... But no, Antoine, despite the pain in his arm, getting out of it, but into a dragon screw leg whip. And now Kota taking him to the outside. Off the ropes. Spaceman plancha, I do believe. Now setting Antoine up with an enziguri. After a move like that, you have to get him back inside the ring. Going to the ropes. one last time. And focusing on that arm even more. Kick from to the head by Antoine. And a huge super kick-like kick to this side of the head of Antoine as Kota goes up to the top rope. Double foot stomp to the chest, to the right, to the center, to the ribs. 2, 3, as Kota Riley will take that 6th spot, possibly going after that EWTV Championship, but at least guaranteeing a spot in that WWX Gauntlet match. As you can see the blood across his face, and he's celebrating. He's being cocky as much as he can, but this win is deserved from Kota. And a great fight from Antoine as well. Both men, bright futures. And that'll do it this week. We'll see you next week on AMO Wrestling.